Welcome back, everyone. I had a thought recently. It was, in this time of uncertainty and, what do we do and how do we do it, that kind of the thirst for knowledge should never leave us. And maybe this is an opportunity to sort of do some of the things or think about some of the things that otherwise in everyday hectic life we might not even think about. And one of the centers of the hub, of course, in all our communities is the library. Well, right here in Glens Falls, we have an amazing library, and it's run by an amazing director. This is Kathy Naftaly. I always say that, Kathy. I always get that wrong. Who is the
You're forgiven.
who is under the circumstances, of course.
Yeah.
Is the director of Crandall Library in Glens Falls. So first, hi, Kath. How are you?
How you doing?
Good. I'm fine. I asked Kathy to send me a couple of things in advance to talk about. And I don't like to read to the audience, Kath, but there's something here that I just really want to make certain that I say correctly. We help the region. This is Kathy talking about the library. We help the region by living our vision of cultivating a forward-thinking community that pursues knowledge, embraces inclusion, inspires creativity, and values civic responsibility. Well, Kath, a lot of people would argue that's a lost art, what you just said there. And I just want to get a sense, during this period of COVID-19, all this upheaval, what steps did you take to make certain that you could live up to that expectation and continue to kind of provide services?
Well, in March, we were asked to and shut down mid-month. At that point, we decided we still were a vital part of our community, and what we could do is promote and advocate our electronic resources, which include books and magazines, audiobooks, music, streaming video, and an enhanced Wi-Fi signal out into City Park here in downtown Glens Falls. So that for those of us who need Wi-Fi access but can't really afford it on their own, they could at least come to the park, be adjacent to the library, and reach out on the internet, which is just so vital for all of us these days. As we worked with the state of New York and local health authorities and working with the recommendations by Governor Cuomo in his Phase New York Reopening Forward program, it's a mouthful, but I kind of got it right. We were able to sort of negotiate our next steps to continue to provide services to our community. One unique thing about public libraries is we fall in 5 categories of this New York Forward. We're considered office, we're considered retail, recreation, education, and, well, we're a government institution as well. So we have to kind of do a juggling act to meet the demands of all those permutations of each group. So our next step was to provide a curbside pickup where people could reserve materials, books, DVDs, and associated audio materials through either calling our staff or through a direct reserve through our library computer system. And then we have staff arranging for people to do a contactless pickup. We have 3 spaces in front of the library that the city has graciously allowed us to, repurpose to, quick drop-off pickup spaces. And we have a, great business going there 3 days a week. We have Wednesday, 10 to 6, Thursday, 9 to 4:30, and Saturday, 9:30 to 12. I'm sorry. We changed the hours, so I have to cheat sheet here to my right. That is continuing to be a strong service. There has been no problems with, the flow of materials to people. What we want to emphasize is that we are continuing to provide virtually our full services to the community, only in different ways. Any materials you want, you can get reference help. We are able to, have in-depth reference in our folk life department. We have staff down there that will field, your latest genealogical question, for example. The only thing we've really done very differently is our programming. That is sort of our bread and butter. It's something we love to do. We enjoy doing it, but it's just not safe right now to have people in the library participating in our children's programming like story hours or playtimes, or our wonderful folk life center and its music series, or even our adult services series of movies or speakers, whatever they may be.
I want to let our viewers know a couple of things here, Kath. First, you don't want to know what my latest genealogical question is, by the way, so we'll let that one slide. Hey, but I pass by the library every single day coming here to the studio, and the curbside pickup is really something to see, Kath. I see families, parents with children. I see seniors. I see a lot of people pulling up, and you take very good care of those people. I've noted that also. The people at the door, they maintain the social distancing. They have masks on. There are signs there, really, if people need to get out of their car, what the expectations are. And I just really want to compliment you and your staff on that, because that curbside thing is really working. And also to acknowledge that the city did open up like 3 or 4 parking spaces right in front of the library for that to happen. There's one thing that I spotted that I didn't know much about. It was pop-in library. What is that?
That is our latest offering. As things, fortunately, COVID is not as pervasive in our area,
right,
as it was. So our pop-in is a mini library in the front area of the library, our new and popular section. But it really is, think of it as a kind of a mini mart. We have computers, printers, a copy machine, a fax machine, staff available to answer questions, staff available to run and get a title from another part of the library, for example. People can pick up their reserves if they don't want to wait for curbside. And there's browsing both for teens, a little children's area, and new and popular books and audiobooks and DVDs.
If
so
anybody,
it really is everything in one space.
Yeah, and if anybody frequents the library, has been in the library, the way the library is broken up, and you just mentioned the children's section. I happen to have a granddaughter that is such an avid reader that there's actually a pile of books in her bedroom. She'll go through 2 or 3 novels a week. I mean, it is absolutely incredible. And when she comes to visit, that's where she wants to go. She wants to go to the library. Yeah, isn't that awesome? I thought you'd find that very interesting. Hey, all of this that you're talking about, Kath, really does count on the fact that the community will continue to support the library. I mean, any of the things that you do in terms of fundraising or whatever, I would assume that they're severely hampered by the pandemic. Talk a bit about the fiscal support. Where is it coming from, and what are you seeing?
Well, fortunately, we have a very supportive community. About 75% of our income per year comes from 3 municipalities: Queensbury, Glens Falls, and Moreau. We have a budget vote next Tuesday, and that we have kept that rate flat for next year. We're not asking for a higher amount. We recognize that everyone is under very unique pressures this year with the virus, whether they're truly economic or just you know, what everybody's going through. So we're very pleased that we were able to create a 2021 budget that didn't increase anything for our taxpayers. The other 25% we get through fundraising, grant writing. We are fortunate that we also have a very generous community. People think of us in their wills, and sometimes just for the heck of it, they'll send us, a donation because they were very satisfied with our services. So we received a sizable bequest from John Herlihy last winter, January, February. So we were able to incorporate his generosity into making sure the budget is stable for next year. Hopefully we won't have to use a lot of his bequest, but it's there to be used. It's for the people. And without that fiscal support, we can't provide the awesome services we have. And I will, it's all about people and not about the money, in a sense, because if we didn't have the fantastic staff that we have, we wouldn't have the fantastic support, because the better we serve people, the more we're supported. So it's a beautiful cycle.
Well, they also have a wonderful director too at the Crandall Library. I don't know if you've met her or not. Kathy somebody, I'm not exactly.
I don't know. When I look in the mirror, I just don't recognize anybody. So.
Don't go there. Hey, it all plays back to what I started this interview with, which is about inspiring creativity, forward thinking, and whatever. If anything, this pandemic proved that we really are social animals. And that, the library and the library system in our communities is such a vital way of linking us together. And, in that pursuit of knowledge and social activity and things like that. Well, Kath, I just wish you the best. We'll get past this. We'll get back, hopefully,
Absolutely.
to whatever kind of new normal we have. But I wanted everybody just to see you and to hear about things that were going on at Crandall, because it is very impressive, everything that you're doing. Best of luck to you, and please check in with us. Any new developments or anything, we'll be glad to help you get that information out, okay?
We will let you know. Thank you, Jesse.
All right, great to talk to you, Kath.
Bye-bye.
Okay, take care.